right, so let's talk about Cody Williams. A lot of Spurs fans love them some Cody Williams. I took a look at him, and I just wanted to give you my overall thoughts and how I feel about the kid.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, guys, so before we get started, as I always say, big shout out to today's sponsor, BetUS. Big shout out to them for sponsoring this video. As I say, if you guys ever want to know how can you support the channel, many different ways you could do so, but one way is supporting the sponsor. So you use the link in my description, jump on over to BetUS. You'll receive 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,500. But yeah, it's so many different things that you can bet on as far as football, basketball, ice hockey, baseball. What we care about is basketball though, right? You go to the home page and you scroll down, you can even do it by the game. So we got Denver Nuggets versus Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't watch soccer, okay? I don't watch football. I don't. But hey, you can do that as well if that's something that you're interested in. So really easy stuff. You just click on it. All you gotta do, boop, click on it. Who are you choosing? All right, let's just say you're choosing the Denver Nuggets because you're smart, okay? I don't know. I actually don't. I actually don't know. But if you go with the Denver Nuggets, you just go over here to this little section right here, type in whatever you want to risk. Let's say if it's $30, boom, that's nearly $50 right there. That will be the winning if you placed that bet. So you just hit place that bet and you're good to go, guys. So big shout out to them. So let's go ahead and take a look at what Cody Williams has in store. So if you guys don't know who Cody Williams is, he is actually the brother of Jalen Williams, okay? He is the brother of Jalen Williams, the younger brother. He's only about 19 years old. I said about. He is 19 years old. Pretty sure he's 19 years old. I don't know, unless he just had a birthday. But very young. And if you're wondering, does he play or does he remind me of his brother at all? He actually does to an extent. So we'll talk about that. But before we do any of that, we'll look at the stats and then I'll tell you just my overall thoughts about him. And then we'll look at what Scouting Live has to say as far as his pros and cons. And that's something that I don't actually look at. I bring it up, but don't look at anything. And I just want to see if I match up with what the main consensus is overall. So looking at stats, it's nothing here that's really going to stand out to you. But one thing that does, a word that stands out to me is consistency as far as his field goal percentage. So you can see field goal percentage 55, not the best. You could do better than that, right? But the 3-point percentage 41.5%. Can you do better than that? I mean that's pretty doggone good right there. Free throw percentage 71, not the best. But with him being 6'8", those guys, he could do better. He could do better, but I'm not gonna harp on that too much. Rebounding's 3, assists 1.6, blocks 0.7, steals 0.6, turnovers 2, and he played 28 minutes over the course of 24 games. So let me just go ahead and go into how I feel about him. Okay, I think that's probably the best way to go about it. So I know there was a lot of hype. There was a lot of hype at one point, maybe a couple months ago actually, where a lot of people were like, Cody Williams, that's the guy. Like, that's the guy that I want on the San Antonio Spurs. Because I am a Spurs fan, and that's the guy that I want on my team. Me in particular, just starting off with the pros, he plays the right way. I have no doubt in my mind that he is going to be a good player in the NBA, or at the very least, a really good role player. It's hard to, he's one of those archetypes that is hard for me to picture him on any team and it not work out. And it's because of his basketball IQ and it's because of his fundamentals. He plays the right way all the freaking time. From what I've seen, it's very impressive at his age, always making the right reads, always taking advantage of mismatches. Always just making the right passes and being a great teammate. I love that about him. Also, another positive is I think even though his frame isn't the best, and I know he's 190 pounds at 6'8", and while he's going to have to put on some strength and put on some weight, I think that he does look for the contact. Like, he's not avoiding it. He gets to the foul line quite often from what I've seen, and he can consistently do that. He tries his best to find the right angles to get the defense on their heels. So he is good in that regard. I feel like everything up here in his brain is A1. A1. And I love that. And I love players like that. You guys know I have a bias when it comes to high IQ players. I just love guys that have the fundamental set that's going to go into a system and immediately fit in because they're willing to play the right way. Like his brother, very similar to his brother in that regard. Now, with that being said, also another positive. Defensively, I think he uses his frame quite well at times. I think when he's off ball, is pretty decent, right? He gets in the middle of lanes. He uses his length and deflects quite a few balls and everything like that. So that's good. All right, so let's go into the cons and how I feel, because I feel like it's a little glaring. I don't think he has great athleticism, which I'm not I don't think that that's like a criteria on whether or not you'll be a great player. Okay, I don't think you have to be a crazy high flyer. I think he's an adequate enough athlete. But the issue that I have right now is I don't think that he's very crafty. Like, while he has very high basketball IQ and he makes the right reads, I don't necessarily think he has enough wiggle room or throwing defenses off at all at times, as far as like maybe you're doing a little pump fake here. Like, I just don't necessarily see that a lot from him. And I think that if you're not going to be super athletic, you're going to have to learn how to be a little bit more crafty. I also wish that he had quite a bit of a better in-between game. It doesn't really seem like he's willing to take a lot of mid-range or outside shots from what I've seen. So while that percentage is high, the 41% three-point percentage, he actually doesn't take a ton of threes, believe it or not. So that's one thing that kind of worries me just a little bit. But I think he'll have, look, you're shooting 71% from free throw line, 41% when you actually take your threes. I don't think that it'll be one of those situations where he doesn't have a shot or anything like that. He can obviously shoot the ball. It's just that a lot of times he's hesitant. He feels a little bit more comfortable going to the rim. And the one issue with that is he's not, like I say, he's not very athletic or super athletic or anything like that. So he doesn't really have a great first step, and that could, I think that might get him in a little trouble. Okay. But I think a big chunk of this will be helped if he just puts on a little bit of weight and put on some strength. Another thing defensively that scares me, just a tad, okay, just a tad, is he has a very high center of gravity. He doesn't really get low quite often, and I think that causes, because he doesn't have great lateral movement either, so I think that causes a lot of guys to get around him, especially guys that are slightly smaller than him. So the thing is, with all that being said, I know that's a lot of negatives, but he has the tools to be a very good player. Like, he has the length, he has the IQ, he plays the right way, and he seems like a very smart player. And then if we're looking at anything like his brother, then we know that this family's high IQ. Okay. So another thing too, I don't really want to compare him too much to Jalen. And one of the bigger reasons I don't want to compare the two is because Jalen Williams, when he got to the league, he was 22. Hold on. Actually, I want to fact check myself. Jalen Williams' age. He's 23. I think he was 22 when he got drafted. Pretty sure he was 22. So he's 23 now. So yeah, he was just older. You know, he had a few more years under his belt to get better. So, you know, I'm not going to sit here and just be like, oh, Cody, you know, you need to be on the same level. No, not necessarily. Like, not yet. And I wouldn't say that Jalen Williams is the most athletic player in the world, right? He's not like this high flyer or anything like that, but he's very crafty. He plays the right way. So I have no doubt in my mind that Cody Williams is going to be a really good player in the NBA. It's just a matter of how, you know, are you willing to work with him? That's all. Because I think that it just all has to come together. And I think he'll be totally fine. So, but those are my thoughts. All right, let's see what NBA Scouting Live has saying. Guys, you let me know what you think too. Like in the comments, let me know what you think as well. So, all right, they got him listed at 185. They always have it under because I think it's 190, right? Yeah, it's 190. I don't know. Which does make a difference. All right, the pros they have are solid scorer off the dribble. That's what I'm talking about. Good teammate. Adequate shooter, excels at scoring on off-ball motion plays, Tremendous free throw generator. Yes. Yeah, even though his frame isn't the best, he is going to go at you. Adequate playmaker for his size. Yeah, I didn't even mention that. Solid defender. Yeah, he's okay. He's okay defender. Very good athlete. I mean, sure. Oh, and that was another thing too. I didn't even mention this. Like, he does take the ball down the court quite often. Like, they'll let him run the offense quite often. He's a really good player. High IQ. Let's see. Cons: inconsistent shooter, can be reluctant to take. Yes, that's what I mentioned. Lacks an elite first step. Yes. Needs to improve his rebounding. That is something I didn't even think about, but I think that's one of those things where you improve your size a little bit, because he does not shy away from contact. You improve your size a little bit, I think that'll improve. You see 3 rebounds per game. Okay, yeah, I think that'll improve. Let's see, can be undisciplined defensively. Yeah, yeah, guys get around him quite often. Must get stronger. Yes, injury prone, has missed significant time this season. That's not something I brought up. Cody Williams is an athletic, skilled forward that had I almost said good freshman season at Colorado this year. He is a two-way wing that excels at attacking the hoop to score and plays unselfishly. And he also is a rangy defender that can guard multiple positions. He dealt with an assortment of injuries that caused him to miss some time this year, but he is smooth, versatile swingman that has a wide range of skills. And he can end up being a lottery pick. He'll be a lottery pick more than likely. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe my assessment is, because I mean, some of these I just didn't see a lot of. So maybe my assessment on this one's a little off. You know, I'm not right all the time, but those are my overall thoughts. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Tell me I'm wrong, or tell me you feel like, you know, that's pretty accurate from what you've seen. But you just tell me. I know a lot of Spurs fans were pretty high on him, so I wanted to at least discuss it. So anyways, and this was posted March 24th. So if that makes a difference, I don't think it does. It doesn't make a difference really. All right, but anyways, I'll give it to you guys later, man. Until next time, bye.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.